We gonna go live now. All right, we're here. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? You for the likes, Michael. What's up, Wavy? Everybody. What's up? Can't get right. What it do? What it do? Nothing much. I'm just live right now. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. Just starting up a live stream. Checking in on YouTube and stuff. Let me go to YouTube Studio and make sure this is monetized and everything. Canada, Canada, Jacqueline. Mm, 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 mm. So it's Saturday. Yeah, this should be down. What else? Have peace. Most of my glad I get it. This copy wrote. What's up, Rye? What's up, Nico? What's up, Saturn? Um, we on YouTube right now as well. How many people on Twitter? Anybody on YouTube yet? Yep, we got one person on Twitter, YouTube. Now let's go over to Twitter. Not much. See how many people are on Twitter right now. 5 people on Twitter. It's 5 people on Twitter. So yeah, we're just live. Come up here to Melanated. Like, we're not doing this. Come up here. Request up. Request up. Y'all always have so much to say in the comments, but y'all never want to come up. Well, come up here and tell me then, Blue. Come up here and tell me that. Y'all got so much to say in the comments. Request up. If not, you're gonna get muted. Either request up or get muted. Because you ain't gonna have no voice or no typing rights in this live stream. Nobody cares to hear from trolls 24/7. Nobody cares to hear from trolls. Pretending to symbol. Yep, yep. You gonna get symbol behind this mute button. How about that? How about that? I'm not playing with y'all. Any troll on site. On site. You see a smell a troll, getting muted. Getting muted. Even if I smell that you a troll. What's up, native? What's up? What's up? I just asked the question. Well, come up here and ask me that. Y'all have so much to type in the comments. You're being facetious. Now you're getting muted. Goodbye. Goodbye. Now you're getting muted. That's just how it goes, bro. Please cite your sources. You come up here and cite a source that I'm from Africa. How about that? You come here and cite a source that I'm from Africa. Cite a source that I'm from Africa. Okay. Right. They got named the African ethnic group in the slave manifest. The shit manifest. I'm just cooling, man. I'm just cooling. 18. We got 18 people in here. Yeah, like and share. Let's get up to 10,000 likes. Let's get up to 10,000 likes. Share the live. We got, yeah, cool, cool. Keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen. It's a nice day to be on TikTok. It's a nice day to be on TikTok. Pretendians, Hey, dude. Goodbye, dude. It's a good day for you to get muted too. Mute. This mute button is lethal today. You gotta cleanse. This how you cleanse the. This how you cleanse the beginning of your TikTok live. All the trolls start flooding in the beginning of your TikTok live. This how you cleanse the energy of mustiness. That's how you clear the musty energy of TikTok off your live stream. That's how you clear the mustiness of TikTok off your live stream. Oh, brother. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's up?
What's up, fam? What's going on?
Not much.
We say
Let's make.
genealogy, huh?
I was about to say, make sure your vehicle ain't moving while you on here.
Yeah, I'm parked. When I'm parked, I'm parked. I'm
All
not
right,
drunk. I'm
for
parked.
sure.
When you say the word genealogy, are you talking about like blood work or paperwork
Paperwork.
or
What's up,
paper?
Kai?
And what's more like, do blood tests or DNA trump paperwork?
No.
Like, let me give an example. Like in court, right? Say my uncle left me like $50 million, right? Right? On paper, he's my uncle. But I just
Hmm.
found out he got adopted,
Hmm.
right? You know what I'm saying? And I got paperwork to prove that he's not my uncle. DNA to prove that he's not my uncle.
Hmm.
So how can paperwork trump DNA, especially like in the court system?
They
Does that
don't
make
take
sense?
it. They don't take
Does that
ancestry
make sense?
tests in the court.
To prove like you related to somebody.
Yeah, paternity test. That's a different type of
Yeah,
test.
yeah.
That's a
But it's still,
paternity test. Don't go past 2 generations.
but it's on paper. He's still my uncle on paper.
Yeah, he's an
Right.
uncle on paper.
Yeah. But the DNA that I took trumped the paperwork, right?
Two
I mean,
generations. They only can
yeah,
connect
two
you to living
generations.
people. Yeah, they only go back two
Yeah,
generations. Nobody.
yeah. It don't
So
no.
that's the only time that that will work if you take a paternity test
Okay,
to
cool.
find out your
Could
parents and grandparents.
yes, could they cannot connect me to Africa? The DNA test can. I'm not insinuate that at all. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not doing that because again, I got people that took the 23andMe test and they
Hmm.
got no relative in Africa,
For
or
sure.
their relative is in America. So I get that point. I get, am I making sense or I'm not making no
I
sense?
got you. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. All right, because like I said, people got relative in Alabama, whatever the case may be, but never
Hmm.
from Ghana or Nigeria. If I'm related, if I'm of Africa like that, I should have relative in Africa, but I don't.
For sure.
Okay. That's all good.
No problem. No problem. What's I even? Oh, was I talking about anything before? What's up, Native? What's up, Ryan?
Hey, hey, Tarpon, peace, peace, Ryan.
Peace, everybody. Peace, sorry. I just made a live. Just getting in the folks, checking in with the people on YouTube and Twitter as well. Because I'm multicasting. I multicast my live streams, so we're everywhere. Well, yeah, TikTok, well, not Instagram no more, but TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. What's up, Native? What you got?
I have a question for Dr. No Trap really quick. Hey, so have you done your genealogy? Have you started yours yet?
Yes, I could trace mine back to a plantation to 1735. My grandmother is indigenous to this land we call America, but I could trace my lineage back to a plantation. So I do come from chattel slavery.
Yeah, but do you understand to Dr. No Trap, right, that there are indigenous peoples that were enslaved and not were they still weren't
How,
all?
how, No, I would say the bulk. I would say the bulk of the people who got thrown in slavery was already on this land we call America. I believe that.
Okay. Okay.
I
Cool.
don't believe we got off no millions of people got off the ships. I think the numbers is way too big. And when you do research, the bulk of the people that did come from Africa end up in South America. You got
Yeah.
more black people in Brazil outside of Africa.
Right. Right.
So
Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm happy to hear that. I think it would be a really amazing thing to get us all on the same page. So that's cool. That's dope.
what's up? But yeah, what's up, Jasmine?
It's been a while, you know. Sometimes I just want to just have a good time and relax. And I mean, it's Saturday, right? Like, shouldn't this be a fun space, not a
Yeah,
boring space? So, genealogy says that Black Americans are American Indian. I've absolutely do agree with part of this. The only reason I could say that is a part of this that's the truth because we're not a monolith. We have Creole, we have Gullah Geechee, we have Chickasaw, we have Choctaw, we have Cherokee, we have Yamasee. We're not one singular monolith. And there's a small smidgen that is probably from West Africa or whatnot. And then there's some of us that are from the Dominican Republic that also consider themselves American Indian.
I was about to say.
So
Well, I was about to say, if you want my honest, you can't. You're not American to me if you don't have no indigenous ties here.
yeah. So what part though? Like the USA part, right? Or the
Yeah,
whole
you
American
like
continent?
you're not the folks that call themselves American. You're not to yeah USA. If you ain't got no ties to the USA indigenously, you're not American to me. White see
See,
people ain't American. They're not. These immigrants ain't American. They're not.
so you don't connect
yeah.
Jamaica to America. You don't do that.
For what? No, for what? They're indigenous Jamaicans.
No, because they do that because something about Tainos and
I
they
mean, there
got
were
kidnapped.
Arawak. There was some Arawak in like they're mostly in like inhabiting like southern Florida on the USA part. But and they may marry into like Muskogee and stuff like that. But they have no significant prominence in the southeast. I'll say that.
So you say the word America, it means United States. It don't mean the Caribbeans, correct?
Yeah, correct. When I say I'm
Okay.
referring to the United States.
Okay. Well, me too. The people.
Of us who
Well,
are
me too.
American do have Caribbean ancestry because I have Asian ancestry, but I consider myself to be American because that's one ancestor. All my other ancestors are American, so yeah.
I was about to say because you got
Yeah.
people. Because you
Can I
got
say this
people.
really
Go ahead.
quickly? Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, right? So thank you guys for clarifying that. Yeah, no, absolutely. American Indian is a thing. American Indigenous, you know, original, whatever. But then there's this one part that's called the USA now, that's has like certain tribes, right? And then if you're not a part of those tribes that are part of what's now known as the USA, then you're a different type. You're not our same clan, so it's just different. It's not saying that you're not an American. You know, the whole continent, north and south, depending on how you break it down, according to the white man's science or whatever. But when we talk about American Indians, USA, we're talking about the civilized tribe members that were kicked out, again, the Gullah Geechee, the Creoles or American Indians, mulatto, like we got Melungeons, we got so many different tribes that are part of the USA part. So if you're like a Dominican or something like that, or a Guyanese person, whatever, yes, you are also American Indian. But do you see when you have your accents, how when we can recognize that, how it's not the same? I land
I
there.
was about to say, if you want to be honest, we don't only USA people are the only ones that say American Indian. They just start other people just started saying it. Like all of them are from North. Yeah, I was about to say it's the South America calls itself the Amerindian. People in Canada say First Nations. Uh the Caribbean say West Indian. Like if you want to be honest. But yeah, we
But,
don't only really go ahead, right?
yeah, but yeah, like you said, that's not a part of. everybody's original culture to say American Indian. It's an American mainland term.
Yeah, like South, like it's. I mean, yeah, you can say American Indian is short for American Indian, but they say American Indian is in the South. It's in South America. They say West Indian in the Caribbean. They say First Nations in Canada. They say Native American on the West Coast in the plains of the United States. Like, or we just say Indian. You say American Indian, just Indian, or whatever you want to call ourselves, or just Black American. So
I mean, also very basically, right? Are you eating turkey for Thanksgiving or oxtails with jerk seasoning? So it's a very distinct thing for sure. Yeah.
Turkeys, though. So
I'm not talking about how it tastes. I'm just saying that for Thanksgiving, we don't you like usually you like eat
what's up, honey?
jerk turkeys, jerk turk neck. Is that what y'all do? I want to know. I want to hear from more American Indians.
I've seen it.
We eat the same thing that someone that consider them Black American would. Like what? Like what? Like yeah, that's why at least when it comes to me, what's up, Kai? Go ahead, you can go ahead, Kai.
Hey, I just wanted to say, I sent you a video. There's a girl called, oh my God, I just forgot the name.
Come off your
Northern,
alpacas. Go ahead. My
Southern,
bad.
whatever. No, my bad, my bad. But she did a study, like a mathematical equation based off of all of the population data. I don't know if you guys saw that, but based off of all the population data with the slaves, with the Africans that came in, et cetera, from like 1790 to, I believe, of course, 1805. And she came up with the amount of African ancestry that should be in the population today to disprove, of course, what the ancestry DNA tests are saying. And what she came out with was about 4.8%. It's pretty much, it's kind of a long video, but if y'all want to check that out, I sent it to Darvid. If I'll send it to the back end too, but it's a
For sure.
good video to check out
You sending me on here or on my Discord
on
message?
TikTok.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Okay.
I'll check it out. All right, for sure, for sure. What the heck? Why am I on? Okay, cool. Problem Genie, I can't go back. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Mine does. Mine goes back before 1492.
A lot
Like,
of people keep.
if you connect yourself to a tribe in America, that goes before 1492. Like, what?
I don't know why people keep saying this. Like, when there's a lot of people who can trace their ancestry back to the 1300s. Like, I don't get it.
And if you say you got European admixture, you can get past 1492. Or even if you come from African, are Africans not older than 1492? Like, what?
I would like to clarify this too, right? Because I've been trying to be a part of the FBA peace team. A lot of people are trying to say that we consider ourselves Africans. And this is a joke, by the way, because a lot of you guys don't realize that I'm joking for whatever reasoning and non FBA humor reasons. But it's like I was saying, there's a lot of people who are saying, well, you guys are claiming your African heritage. You said it. There's a few slaves that came over. Yes, there were a few slaves that came over here. Are we all saying that we all have slave lineage? No, like we're not all saying that. It's projection because you know where all the slaves went to? Central and South America. We only had like 5%, like 3% of the whole slave trade came to the USA part. That's why we don't look at ourselves the same way as you guys look at yourselves in the Caribbean, Central and South part of America. You guys are the actual slave
What's up,
descendants.
spiritual leader?
Afro slash blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, there were some of us that were sent to that island, whatever, for being outcast. But like, that's a very small percentage. Liberia, you guys aren't all U.S. Liberians. It's like 1% because you ate them because you guys are cannibals, like weirdos. I'm gonna land though because, like, I'm always being so mean to these people who are tethers. But like, I want to say this one more time. I love my American Indians, the USA part, not the Caribbean part. Your cousins, kind of backwards a little bit. But the Yamasee, the Gullah Geechee, the Creoles, the Cajuns, the Melungeons, the Californians, Chicago, Mississippi. Like, what are we talking about? Go back home. I'm so miserable, so ugly, whatever. You guys are tethers, and I can't wait for you guys to go back. Anyways, you guys have a great freaking Saturday. Bye. I'm gonna land for a second. Maybe I'll leave because I keep getting.
What? Huh? What happened? Oh, what's up, Mariah? What happened? Hey, did you cut out? Okay. Sunrise got a call. What's up, everybody that's just joining in?
Yeah, we want to make sure
Oh,
we're
snap. What's up, KJ? Well, go ahead.
My bad, Daria. We want to make sure when, we want to read the room, as Americans, right? It's really important to, when different things happen on other panels, not to bring them over into other spaces. To respect the space, respect the host. We know that Darvin here, he's an educator. He has zero tolerance for arguing. There's no reason for it. And if anything needs to be addressed, let's address it elsewhere. Don't bring that weird energy over here. He holds this space for Indigenous people. A lot of times he also streams it for other platforms. So let's be respectful. Y'all continue to like the live. Give the host, follow the host. Alondra.
Yeah, and if I wasn't respected here, and if I didn't know him longer than you, I would absolutely not be here. Everybody knows I don't give a fuck, but that sweet voice.
We gotta watch the cussing. Definitely gotta watch the cussing.
Not only do you need to watch the cussing, right? You also have to understand that you have ended your BLOOD line because you also have had a child with an African. But we'll leave that there. Bye.
Not on here.
Oh,
God damn it.
I wanted to say something in response to what she was saying just about, of course, the islands, we do know
Did
that
she
there
leave?
are, yeah, I think so. Let me see.
Okay, somebody, okay. Let me see.
I wanted to say, when it comes into context with the islands, you have to remember the intra-American slave trade.
Quiet though for a second. They dropped.
Hey, hold on. Let Kai finish.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Let her finish.
You have to keep in context the intra-American slave trade, and on top of that, you have to remember that if our numbers are inflated or were inflated, you have to think that maybe theirs are too. You can't trust necessarily all the numbers with the slave trade, I think, in general. So when you have people being shipped, even from Central America that's going to Louisiana, and people from the coast going to Barbados, and et cetera, I'm not saying include them into our what we're doing as far as reparations, as far as our classification change, anything like that. But you have to remember, not all of them are African, because a lot of the people in Suriname stand up and say, like, we are not African. They say we are because they moved Africans in here even later than what they said, and they immigrated there. So that's all I have to say about that.
For sure. All right, I'm not gonna lie, folks. Gonna have to act civilized. I'm on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'd like to get back to your prompt though. So now that that's out the way, because genealogy says that Black Americans are American Indian. Absolutely. So one of the major part of my studies as an interdisciplinarian, working on my PhD, about when you get your raw DNA data, right? It shows you various S&Ps and markers. The commercial companies, and they'll even put that in there, on their frequently asked questions or whatever. Disclaimer: this is for entertainment purposes only, because they're only looking at 1 to 5% of your genetic markers. You have to do a wide spectrum DNA test to get 100% of your markers. But if you ask specific questions, if you're into technology, computer science, and even just basic AI prompting, get your raw DNA data, put it in, if you want to do your genealogy, American Indians, and then ask it what markers compare to da 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 da, and Harvard ranks Institute's open access information that places me in the southeastern part of the USA based off of the specimens that they have in that one region. If you can't do that and you come from South America, you are not the same people who are going to get reparations on this one part of this land. So when it comes to genealogy, it says a lot about Black Americans being American Indian. That's the whole point, right? Or is it just for like giggles and like just maybe like, I don't know. I don't know why someone would pretend to be an FBA or an American Indian if they're not that people and they're not trying to accomplish one goal. The genealogy matters when you put it to work legally. Are you trying to take our stuff from us? Is it funny to you? Like, what time are you on? And that's how I know every single time I listen to you, you guys, a lot of you, are not about shit, but sitting there.
You gotta watch the cussing. Well, I literally got banana yesterday for like 10 minutes. People gotta watch the cussing. When I let it loose, TikTok does not allow that for me to have free panels where people can
Jasmine,
talk willy
also,
nilly.
my bad.
Go ahead, you got it.
Does American Indian encompass North and South America or no?
So American Indian, that's the reason why I don't like that term personally. Let's have a real conversation. When I think my lens, right, my academic lens is USA politics, legal issues with us getting what we are supposed to be getting as far as benefits, and because we pay into it too. We're not over here just not working. I want my money to go to USA causes only. I'm not about giving wealth for the people who don't care about me. So when I look at American Indians, anyone on this part of America, yeah, I do have a lot of grace for. But if you're an American Indian from the South part of America, Central Caribbean part, and you're voting against my American Indian Southeast Western region, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, two Maroons, I keep saying it. If you're not about those interests, I could care less. Period. Because you don't care. Those people don't care about us.
I get that what you're talking about when it comes to voting interest in the reparations, and it's as far as our classification in America. That's not what I'm talking about, and not necessarily opinion. The term Amerindian, what does that encompass? Does it encompass North America only? Does it encompass the Americas? That's what I'm asking.
Are you talking about the U.S. Census form, the one that's getting fixed right now for the 2030 census? Are you talking about the U.S. Census Bureau, the OMB?
No, I'm talking about the term Amerindian.
It isn't. I'm talking about legal. Okay, so I see where you're going. For me and most FBAs, right? Because I'm always like the half FBA, half American Indian by blood Choctaw. When I'm talking about the terms of reparations for American descendants of slavery and people who were unduly paid wages, their land was stolen from them and whatnot. Those people I'm talking about on the what's now known as
Toxic wavy.
the USA part, right?
What's up, Venus?
When I think, I'm talking about legally only. So no, I'm not considering Tainos, Garifuna, or Arawak, or Brazilian. I'm not considering any of those people a part of our actual definition when it comes to reparations. Nothing else beyond that. Outside of that, also our culture. You don't have any part of our culture when it comes to our foods.
For sure. I was about to say we gotta pass the mic around.
Okay, yeah. So they kept asking me, but that's all I was saying.
Yeah, for sure. We got new people up here. What's up? What's up, Honey Pack? What's up, Voctor?
What's up, Doc?
I really don't even know what to say. I'm sorry. Give me 1 minute.
I got you. What's up, Voctor? You want to address the prompt?
Genealogy says that Black Americans are American Indian. Yeah, I mean, you can say that. You can say American Indian. I guess you could say Native American for some people.
Hmm.
I mean, I even think there's some. I don't even think it's not even a think. I mean, I know there's other people that are even claiming. Some people are claiming American Indian or Native American or FBA when really their genealogy might actually trace back to Africa, because some Africans did come here not as slaves, but
Hmm.
with Spaniards to conquer this land. So I think we have to. I kind of agree with what she's saying. I think it's I think some of it's a little too broad, as far as trying to include every single tribe of the United States into that southeastern Mississippi mound builder culture region, right? I think that culture in itself was just a whole set of tribal people of their own. I don't think they were the same as the
You,
rest of
I
the
mean, I
state.
ain't got. I was gonna say it's not the same, right? And we also are more. There's people that connected more than just the Mississippians. You had other ancient cultures in the United States area, like the Algonquin, that stretches out from the Hopewell culture to the Adena culture to all these other cultures. You also had the Haudenosaunee, or who what you call the Iroquois. You also had the Siouan, who are connected to the Mississippians. They're connected to the plains because the Mississippi River stretches from Canada down to northern Mexico. And if you want to be honest, Mississippi is an Algonquin word.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm Choctaw and Bigfoot, and I definitely agree with you on that, man. Real.
Yeah, the Southeast Indians are not the only ancient American Indians in this U.S. mainland area. You can look and research that. Because I come from both the Algonquin and the Mississippian myself.
Yeah, Mississippian and Algonquin culture are intertwined. Because literally, yeah, Mississippian is because everybody had mountains everywhere. We literally have mountains everywhere. Mississippian and Algonquin.
And when I say Mississippi, I don't know if anybody thinks. I don't think you think this, David, but
Hmm.
I'm not just talking about Mississippi, the state itself. I'm talking about
Yeah.
that whole, that south, even the Gulf Coast region of Texas, a little bit, that south,
Yeah,
you know which part I'm talking about,
for
wrap
sure.
around back up to us and around down to Florida. That
Yeah,
whole area, and then up to the Carolinas. That's kind of the region I'm talking about, right? But
yeah. Yeah, for sure, I get you. I mean, and our folks also have ties to the Northeast, New York, Pennsylvania, uh, New York, Pennsylvania, like that whole New England area, up to Massachusetts
there was
and
a war in
Maine.
New York, right? Didn't they have a
Uh,
war in New York, right?
yeah, yeah. There's WARs are Pequot. Our folks, yeah, they sent the Pequot into different areas, just like how they sent the Natchez into different areas. They sent the Yamasee into different areas, the Santee. They sent a lot of American Indians to different parts of the world and stuff like that. So from different parts of the United States, there are still melanated tribes in the Northeast as well and stuff like that. They were melanated too, like in New York and all those northeastern areas as well. So,
Now,
and if
Darvin, didn't most of them the ones that did go that far, didn't most of them migrate from the south eastern states? Correct?
no, no, some people came from Canada.
They came out of
Some
Canada. Now which ones are you talking about out of Canada?
You got Algonquins and Honeyashonis that came out of Canada, and you got Algonquins that originated in the Northeast. If you think about the Great Lakes, you think about the Ojibwe, the Anishinaabe, their origin story is Maine.
So are you including the Siberian people in what you're saying?
No, why would I give their if right? If we think about Algonquin stretches far, right?
Uh,
Algonquin people. That's the southeast from Maine down to like Georgia, stretches west to the west coast, and then down to Mississippi from Canada to North Mexico. And Algonquins are dark skinned people. And
that,
you are connected with the Algonquins. They were dark skinned.
and they went
Like,
up all the way that far to Canada?
yeah,
Oh damn. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Even if you talk about the first quote unquote Siberians, right? They were dark skinned too.
They're Aboriginal people in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know,
Yeah,
and
we
the
got. I know.
Cherokee, they say
Go
their
ahead.
origin story is from the Great Lakes.
Yeah, great. You have the via the West Coast, and you got the Southern Cherokee who are descended from the Muskogee, the Yamasee, and the Yuchi, and the Wale.
Well, like, cause of the ones in Oklahoma, they weren't there originally. They migrated to Oklahoma, so
Right.
I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of thinking like that migration period kind of happened at some point in time or another. I don't know, right? I wasn't there, but I was
Mm-hmm.
just thinking if we're coastal people and we sun people, I'm thinking
Right.
we down on that part of the land, and we kind of just started doing export import because there were trade routes and all the rest of that. So maybe that kind of went on and made them migrate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
And then you have, Blackfoot. Like there are tribes, the tribes that call themselves Blackfoot that aren't the ones you think about in Montana, right? The Catawba, the Saponi, those Siouan speaking people, even down to Biloxi, they came from Ohio. They migrated from Ohio into the Carolinas and stuff like that.
From Ohio to the Carolinas.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep. Chudalo, and then you got tribes in the southeast, some of the Muskogee. Some were already there, already been here for a long time, like the Wale, Yuchi, the Wale and the Yuchi, but you have other Muskogee people that migrated from Central America.
Can I actually go back? 'Cause a lot of people are saying that I flip flop, right? Let's go back to like the deep depths of genealogy, right? Like, no, and I like to joke, whatever, but let's be very for real, because yeah, no, I love genealogy. Let's go back to who was here from this point in time, at least like let's say 40, like some 40. Let's say that that's kind of the mid age group or whatever. And then let's go back to 1965, where tethers started to come over here into our space. Before that, the laws and the rules when it comes to being American, American Indian, and most importantly, those census records. If you were an American Indian, a full blood, and I'm talking about the Siberian KBs to be honest, you would not
What's
be
up, Chris?
on, you wouldn't be on those censuses, right? But if you were a freedman, you would be considered IND. Very basic, like US, like note taking, very basic stuff. It's not even that freaking, it's not calculus. You're not there, right? Let's start there. When it comes to people saying that BOK are Indian people, were old, what and what not, and blah, 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 blah. I want to know this. Like, where does the genealogy part matter? Is it just having the name? Because the name is American Indian, it's always been on those records. And if you have IND, you're on a
Okay, fine.
reservation and you got your reparations. And if you weren't on getting taxed, then you may be classified as either Negro or mulatto. That's the conversation I think that would be interesting to delve into. I'll land there.
I was just a lot of like a lot most Indians didn't go on the Trail of Tears or got removed. So the ones that stayed back got labeled as Negro, colored, mulatto, black, and sometimes even YT. So and tribes that migrated to Oklahoma got classified as YT. And you had tribes in Alabama that were classified as mulatto. You know, let's see, assimilation. Oh, yeah, assimilation they did was bad was for their land and their family at the time, so they assimilated. It is what it is.
Oh, someone said I was wrong, and I'm not sitting here coming from a place of disingenuousness, right? I'm going to say it one more time because sometimes I speak super fast. I'm from Cali. When we look at what it means to be reclassified via paper genocide, and you either represent that tribe, you still are on that reservation, and also you have to pass the paper bag test and be light enough to even exist on those reservations, right? And even some of our people who were light enough still chose to be like, I'm going to go be free outside of the reservations and be mulatto. This is the nitty gritty that we have to start thinking about. Why do you want to call yourself something? And that's fine. Is it a legal reason? Is it a cultural reason? Are you practicing those things? Or is it because you just want to just flow into space and about nothing and feel good and wear copper? I'm gonna land there.
A lot of people call themselves. Speaking of, since Indians now Algonquin word, my ancestors called themselves Indians before colonizers came over here. It could be a misnomer. If you're not Algonquin, it's a misnomer, right? Indian also means Aboriginal in law. Indian means you're Aboriginal of America in law. So and it also means that you're a trust holder, a trust owner as well. So Indian means a multitude of different things. Paper trail is important. But so go ahead. Somebody, go ahead, Divine.
Oh,
What's
hey
up?
everybody. She said something very important about what does it mean legally. It brought me up to, I just found out about this, but I'm researching more about it. But this is a paper by J.D. Forbes, breaking down the baby follows the belly law that happened in 1662 in Virginia that applied to all the 13 colonies. And in 1854, in the state of California Supreme Court, they sought to try to figure out what that really meant, like why the term like Negro and Black included like Native Americans in this history. Like for instance, we all know that in history, the first people that were actually enslaved in the United States of America were Native Americans. There were far more Native Americans that were enslaved, as well as they were also enslaved longer. Now, as far as them, like an individual person being enslaved longer, that wasn't the case because, again, our people were very warlike. So I would say maybe they held captive a prisoner of war every 3 to 5 years, and then a whole new tribe will break out and like start a WAR in someone's plantation. So in 1662, the state of Virginia actually got tired of that. So you will start seeing between the 1500s to 1750, there was a uprise of more than like 500,000 enslaved indigenous people, and a decline in these Native Americans getting enslaved, simply because like what they halfway tell you that, you know, it was hard to keep them because they ran away or they broke out in war and all that stuff. So in 1662, that was actually the very first Walter Plecker thing. Like everybody likes to talk about Walter Plecker, but we keep forgetting about the whole law, the baby follows the belly law, which stated that and Native Americans that were previously enslaved stayed enslaved. So once in 1662, they wrote a Supreme Court state law through the Vatican to release Native Americans and make them free because they were a sovereign nation. Most slave owners did not do that. So what they did is they started this whole act of the baby follows the belly law. Now, what is the baby follows the belly law? The baby follows the belly law means that let's say I have 10,000 slaves. And now the government says that I have to release those 10,000 slaves back to their indigenous tribes. Well, I'm not going to do that because if I do that, right, I'm going to lose money, right? Because why would I release 10,000 people and then have to wait 3 to 6 months for a new wave of Africans, so-called Africans, to come in so that I can reach my stock? So instead, what these people would do is they would reclassify them, right? So in 1662, that's where the word Negro and Black initially started. It was never about Africans. It was never about African slave trade. It had everything to do with Native Americans being legally stamped as a sovereign nation, and they are no longer required to be enslaved because it did not make financial sense to do it anymore. So what does that mean about the so-called Africans, they said they came over here in the 1500s, right? Because that's what they love to say. All Africans were here too, I'm gonna be real quick, but Africans were here too in the 1500s. No, in the 1500s we had very few Africans to come to the United States, and when they did come, they had more rights than the Native Americans. So when you go research what Africans between 1500s and in the 1600s, they actually had the right to come over here just like any other white person, any other Chinese person, any other Irish person. If they came here and let's say they didn't pay their debts in another country, yes, they were so-called enslaved, but it wasn't like a slavement. It was pretty much like you're doing your prison time, right? Once you do your prison time, you are very much free to do whatever you want. Once you reach your term, you were free to do whatever you want. They release you. You were part of indigenous servants. You can marry a white woman as long as you want. You can buy land. You can do whatever you want. The only people between 1500s and 1750 that were not allowed to do that were enslaved people, and the first enslaved people were the Native Americans. So why is Africans being thrown in our face today? Well, just like how many white people like to do, they like to put somebody as the fault guy, right? So what I'm going to do is, instead of releasing my 10,000 slaves, I'm just going to reclassify them as a Negro, because now we got a new class of people coming in the next 6 to 12 months. And instead of just saying, look, I'm going to release my 10,000 slaves, no, I'm just going to write them on the paper as a Negro. So that was called the baby. You can go look that up. That's called the baby follows the belly law. That's how most indigenous people got reclassified in the 1600s, back in those times. And again, I don't really think slavery was a like one-time thing and your family was there centuries and centuries. It was mainly like so many WARs broke out that it was impossible for them to enslave a people and keep them in rotation to do that. So the only way they could do it is to make a law calling it the baby follows the belly law, reclassifying them, because now sovereign nations cannot come to your land and say, we want our indigenous people back, because they are not your people anymore. They're property, because they've been reclassified on paper as Negro. So that means that I can take that baby, that woman, repopulate, make a child. It does not matter. So that whole thing was never about Africans. It had everything to do with whoever was enslaved based off of debt, prisoners of war, French, the Spanish, anybody that went to war in America and the Britons came over, they were enslaved too. Once you were enslaved, you were enslaved. Everyone was enslaved. So that's where you get that whole non-white versus white or black. It was never about Africans in the very beginning. So just wanted to let the people know that a lot of Black Americans are initially like they're literally, yeah, Native American. So yeah.
So what's up, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, Darvitt? Uh, I was actually disagreeing with a lot of what I think Divinity was saying, because there are hundreds of cases showing between Virginia all the way down to South Carolina and parts of Georgia on the Savannah side of the Indians actually winning court cases because in order for the YT people to get the land in the coastal regions, they would lie and say that these were Negro slaves that they purchased to keep them, in order to keep their land and to keep them in actual bondage. And this was particularly for the Indians who did not leave during the Indian Removal Act. Not every Indian dealt with this that stayed, particularly like my family. I'm seeing them here late 1700s, 1800s before the Indian Removal Act, and during and after labeled, being mislabeled and classified as free people of color on almost all four of my lines. And when it comes to one line that comes out of the Mississippi, Alabama area, that's something totally different because I'm seeing that half went to okay, Oklahoma, but I got the actual records from the Dawes Roads Commission seeing how everything transpired and how the ones that didn't go were pretty much didn't make the cut due to the paper bag test.
And the folks that didn't make the paper bag test and then are just at F Oklahoma went to like places like Louisiana and Texas. Uh, uh, what that? All right, who was it? Ugo. What's up, Ugo? Hugo.
My name is pronounced as
I'll catch this
Hugo.
really quickly.
Hugo. Hold on, Jasmine. You got somebody new
Okay,
on the
hold
panel,
on.
yeah.
I am
Go
lying
ahead,
on the
Hugo.
bed. How are you?
Okay. I'm fine, you.
I am all right. I'm cool. Oh, Jeannie, I read the prompt too. That was why I joined the live.
Uh-huh. What you got to add?
I got to add that could be true. That could be accurate because a lot of the people that are Black American, they have Cherokee in them in their family bloodline. And I have probably asked Black Americans if they have Native American ancestry or whatever, and they not say whatever. They said yes. In my family, they have Cherokee, and sometimes when they take their ancestry test, I see Native American too. So it is kind of true. Maybe they are the American Indians, but they're given the race title Black.
Are you the one that said your family came from America into West Africa?
As I said, my parents came from Nigeria. They were
Uh-huh.
born in Nigeria and they moved here and had a family. So I was born in America, even though I'm partially from Nigeria.
Did you say your tribe
Yes, I
came
said
from
my tribe. My
America?
tribe, the tribes that I descend from, the one that I have more like ancestors from is the Igbo tribe. And then the other one is like Efik tribe from the Calabar. And
Mm,
when I told that to someone on live, they searched it up and said, "Oh, that looks like the Caribbean people that are like of that sea."
mm. Okay, nice. Hold on, we got somebody requesting up. What's up, Jonesy? All right, somebody else can go. What's up, Jonesy?
I like to go while he's figuring out how to speak in the mic. That was made by a foundational Black American, by the way. Um, it goes back once again to what does genealogy say that Black Americans are Indian? Like, are they Indian or not? There's a lot of disruptors, a lot of people who are cosplayers, and maybe they're just online because they have no friends in real life, and they're just going to come here and disrespect spaces and whatnot. They don't care about the genealogy. Like, I don't know, but when they derail the conversation so far away from genealogy says that Black Americans are American Indian, they should start looking at haplogroups. And I can speak from this seriously because I have a freaking bachelor's in biology, one of my many degrees. Many degrees.
Welcome back,
Because,
Native.
like, just say what your genealogy is, say what haplogroup you have, give your response to the prompt, be serious. Otherwise, you're in your feelings, and
What's
that's
up, Sam?
very lame. I take it very serious when it comes to us getting our justice, and even if my lifetime I don't get reparations or whatnot, because I'm not a broke bitch. I don't sit here
I watched the
on
cussing.
kick. I'm
You got
sorry.
you.
The word I keep saying the word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, folks gotta watch the cussing. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what happened. But somebody can go. What's up, Jonesy?
Oh, I wanted to say, I think I forgot I wanted to say this. Divine, you definitely spoke a lot on a lot of the things that did happen in colonial America between the 16 and 1800s, which is true. You talked about, of course, the 1662 law. There was a 1682 law in Virginia that was similar, that didn't distinguish between Indian slaves and African slaves on a plantation. So a lot of the and then what Chris also said when he was saying that they would call them Negro slaves, of course, and they weren't, which is hint reclassification. So I do agree with all that. I think that was good info.
Right. Because yeah, what happened to those people that got reclassified? I ask these people all the time, what happened to the people that got reclassified to black? What happened to them? They disappeared. They just have stopped having kids, stop getting married, stuff like that. So I don't know.
They start to assimilate with Pan Americans. They started to become Puerto Rican and Dominican and Mexican / FBA / like whatever part of, like, where are the Gullah Geechees and the Creoles talking for us? Like, what kind of panel? What kind of time are we on? Let's be for real.
I have a question.
I like. What is your American American tribe? Are you a Central or South?
Jasmine.
What's she talking about?
I don't know, Jasmine. You might need to lay off, whatever you drinking, sipping, and relax.
I was about to say,
no. What I'm gonna say is no.
Like,
I'm actually not going to sit off here and do anything. I'm not going to do. You go away because you're a tether. You're a tether.
Ma'am. I'm not even from Central. I'm not even from Central America, nor any of that. I don't know what she's talking about. It's just her shot she's throwing is, of course, we all know who she's throwing shots at. That's what she does when she gets up on lives. But I don't know. I'm not even a Pan American. I have already said that I don't even agree with including them into our classification issue, nor our reparations issue. I just asked, what does that encompass, the term Amerindian? And that would be North and South America. That was really all I was asking.
What's up, Sam? Sam's got something for us.
What up, OG? I wanted to show this from the Library of Congress. Maybe she might still be in here, but some FBAs are probably in here. Now, this, when I looked at it, this is the slave code, came out in 1860. And this particular article says here, at first it explains, it says, an African admitting his ancestors to have been slaves is not a citizen to the United States. And I was pretty interested in that. I said, wait a minute. So it says, hey, that would be your FBA field folks, right? They're just admitting to it. Now, notice they said you have to admit it, not genealogically prove it, whatever, right? So they say the plaintiff, having admitted by his demeanor to the plea in abatement that his ancestors were imported from Africa and sold as slaves, he is not a citizen to the state of Missouri according to the Constitution of the United States and was not entitled to sue in that character in the circuit court. I bid it therefore that the facts he states do not give him or his family right to be to freedom. The plaintiff is still a slave and not entitled to sue as a citizen. And the judgment of the circuit court was erroneous on the grounds also without any reference to the plea and abatement. So what that means there is they're trying to get reparations, right? But and birthright citizenship, I just found out, doesn't really give Africans who admit that they people came from Africa citizenship. Actually, I went over with TB earlier that birthright citizenship talks about Indians not taxed, which would be poor Indians versus rich Indians, which is a whole dynamic that I never even thought about. So like these people who admit that their people are Africans cannot sue because technically you're admitting that you're not a citizen to the United States. So what kind of jurisdiction do you have to come to sue for reparations? So it's just a crazy thing I found and I wanted to show.
Samuel, can I ask a question? What year is that District Columbia text that you received in the archives? I'm interested in reading more on that.
That one's 1860 Slave Code of District Columbia.
1860 Slave Code. And they were using the term African?
Only in 1860. Now, that came about 5 years before the end of slavery. So they really were kind of rewriting the slave codes to kind of throw in this African work. But when you go look at like the Harrison's Law prior to that talks about slavery, really white folks and slavery, or white folks, I'm sorry. It could be they can be also part of it. I'll have to pull some stuff up about that, but like you have to go look at older slave codes, but older slave codes won't include that actual African language.
Yeah, that's I've been pulling up a lot of different codes and archives, and that's the first one to me. I've never heard of the term African in the 1860. I want to go look at that, but if you can, I'm going to shoot you a DM so I can get that.
Hello, Divine Roy. How are you?
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have seen you two on live. I came here to ask you another question. Do you know, like, if some people were exiled out of America and sent to Africa
Yeah.
because of their crazy action or like for something?
Yeah,
Like they were kicked
100%.
off because they did something that's kind of like hidden. Like I will not say it, but
No, majority of the millions of slaves, indigenous people that were shipped off to other places like West Africa, Europe, Iberian Peninsula, they were our people in the Caribbeans and South America for sure.
yes, that is true. And I
Yeah.
came to ask,
Is this lady calling people tethers? Indian people tethers.
like I also came to ask, do you know anything about
This one is
like
calling people tethers. Why?
Divine Roy? Like I came here to ask you, do you know anything about like sacrifice? Like, do you think they were doing that?
We're not talking about.
What
We're
the
not
hell
going.
are these questions?
Hold on. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
What is happening here?
All right, I'll not talk about it, but
I was about to say, let's not it will get my live restricted. No.
Doing it on purpose. That's why
my apology.
They try to act dense like Hillary. Like that's so.
What is the point of these questions? What is happening here?
Let's just let it go. Moving on. Let's let it go.
All right, I'll scratch that question.
It's getting creepy up here. I don't know why this woman who sleeps with African men keep coming here calling people that are fully Indian tethers. This is getting out of hand.
Oh, you talking about the girl with the red black hair or something like that?
Yeah.
She.
Kind of why I came up to read that whole thing about admitting that you're African is because, and it was just a nice way to put it. Like, hey, in the Constitution, or not in the Constitution, but in the slave codes, yeah, I mean, you're FBA, right? So y'all can't really sue. So, I mean, we're not really the tethers.
Another live.
Yeah, that's right, though.
Another live, she was saying she has African ancestry. So you are the tether. You have bushmeat running through your veins, and then you slept with a bushmeat.
With a name like Evolve, with a name like Aguava.
No,
it's not.
We're not. No, we're not. I'm talking about Jasmine sleeping with African men and then telling people that you have African DNA, but you think you call somebody a tether. You are a tether, and then you sleep with tethers. Stop calling people tethers an insult when you suck on tethers. This is ridiculous. And I'm sorry that this is the 7th time I have to say it. Every time you come here and call one of my people a tether, I'm going to drag you. I don't know why you keep doing it. Well, I wanted to speak on what. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Darvid.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to speak on what Samuel had brought up. What's crazy is I had already known. Well, I already knew that. I just didn't know exactly where to find it. So thank you for that. And telltale, that's why they haven't got it, especially under the guise of what they're asking for. Because in that sense, you would have to go after Africa for that. You'd have to go after the Portuguese for that. You have to go after the French for that. You'd have to go after every independent nation. You can't just hold one nation accountable. So that is true.
Area 51 whistleblower passes lie detector test reveals humans are a result of externally directed evolution by right now.
Divine Roy, I wanted to ask you one more question, but I would not want to.
If it's going to be a weird question, I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm not gonna ask her any weird questions.
Send it to me. Oh, somebody commented on YouTube. Like, I was reading on you because it's random.
You said like some people.
Hey, don't you hear me talking here? Goddamn. Trying to say something. You hear me? Let me finish my damn sentence. Somebody had commented on my YouTube channel about it, Kai. That's why I was like, it's just random because we're not even talking about that. That's why I said, I don't know. You right now, but I mean, but yeah, what did you say, Hugo?
No, I was on her live and she said like some people were shipped to Ethiopia and stuff, and that some of them when they were shipped like they were mixing with people in Nigeria, and I was wondering like
This question not already asked? Didn't you just ask this question like 2 seconds ago?
Oh yeah, so,
I could
no.
answer it really quick.
I want to
Oh,
give
she
respect.
already asked Divine the
Yeah,
question and
I
it was
want to give
answered.
respect to Darvid because this is his panel. You go the type of content that I talk about where we go deep into the caucasoids and all of that. That's a
All right.
separate. So let's keep that as a. Just hit me on the back end or hit me on a
All
DM
right.
yeah,
about
I
those
was about to say
questions.
y'all not about to get
This
my
is a
live
separate.
restricted. I literally
Yeah,
got
this is
bananas
a
last night.
separate type of live. This is mainly just American Indian or that type of topic. My stuff go into all that esoteric
All
stuff. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so some tribes over there come from west, some east. Yeah, true. Interesting. That's all I was gonna say. I was going to say they started messing with the lies and stuff. I'm like, yeah, esoteric. So I don't care. That's why I write a book. That's why I wrote a book. If you want to hear my input about esoteric stuff, right? Um, but yeah, I was about to say what's going on. So, yeah, we have you gotta block out all the trolls. I just my pace is short. Go ahead, yeah, take your time, take a breather, Venus. Man,
Now, when you think about my bad, when you think about like how they changed that slave code up towards the end, and also think about this. All the treaties in 1866 from all the five civilized tribes, all of a sudden they all started putting in African and freedman language. Now, that's because Albert Pike, a Mason, also was the one who was the attorney for writing the actual treaties and helping those with the actual, helping those people write them. All the five civilized tribes leaders at the time, which were also Masons, without getting too deep. So, like, what you have is in 1866, which is also around that same time, everybody's all of a sudden calling us African. After that, you start having indoctrination. Eventually, not right after that, but eventually it gets into schools. Hey, you came from Africa. You got slave trade, this and that and the third, right? Remember, our people didn't really know much about that, so they knew they wrote that in there, and you have to admit it. So that's why genealogy is so important, because if you know your history, you're not gonna fall for the propaganda and admit that you were coming from somewhere else. So that's how that's why I want to throw in there.
Bro,
for
how old
sure.
is that Yugo person,
That
bro?
makes sense.
No idea. I mean, G over
I
18,
am
right, Hugo?
18 years old. I am 18.
Uh, that explains a lot. What's up, Tay? What's up, Tay?
You right about that, Sam. You right about that. As far as the language changing, and then after that, you have the curriculum change in school, and then not even really 70 years later from that, you have people openly saying that. Then you get up to the 50s and 60s, and you got your movement of Pan Africanism that hits. So, I mean, it was here before that, but of course, then you have that movement.
What's up,
It makes
Nene?
sense.
What's up, Nene? Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the liking. Yeah, like and share the live, y'all. Like and share the live. Let's get up to 30K likes. Let's get up to 30K likes. Send gifts to the panel. Send gifts to the host and the panel. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know what's crazy, Darvin?
What's up?
I actually had a new client
Mm-hmm.
that's part of the Eastern Band Cherokee. Don't know
Nice.
how the conversation came up yesterday. Don't
Mm-hmm.
look like us, but she admitted. I'm not gonna say her full name, but I'm gonna say her indigenous last name is
Right.
Lil Don, and
Oh,
her
nice.
people are like up in the tribal, and they got ranked within the tribal community of the Eastern Band Cherokees. And she actually admit her indigenous side is from her mother and grandmother, and she actually admitted her grandmother is our skin complexion.
Right.
And she said the reason she looked the way she looked is because her father is YT. But she admit that all of her indigenous come from her black side, even though she
So,
looked ambiguous.
right.
And
Nice.
she even showed me the money deposited in her account and everything at 150K. Every month, $800. Every quarter, $2,500.
Nice. I gotta get some new monitoring. If he comes back, I give him it back. I gotta get some. All right. All right, Tay. I'm about to get Tay mod. Hey, man, just get it. Boom. I'll mod. All right. Let me see. Oh, you can mod Sasha.
Have any of you guys seen the it's like a 1966 documentary of the five civilized tribes? Or I don't think they're all five civilized, but Indian tribes that's going around on TikTok too. I went back to try to find the documentary. I just need the name of it. It's been on several videos, but it also went over, of course, the Western frontier, what went on over there, and then they went back to some of the five civilized tribes and their chiefs, and they were showing them in the 60s.
At that whole video.
Did you put that up?
I put it up a long time ago in my documentary, like one of the first little low budget ones I did like a year and a half ago or so. And then like it got Joe Biden up in there. It looked like a dude look like Joe Biden, but it shows all the YT dudes that's part of the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, yeah. I can send you
Can
that.
you send that to me on the back end, please?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, hold on. That's a lot of people.
Hello, hello
Tweaking.
there.
Yeah, where you from, Chauvinisty? Yeah.
I'm from South Dakota.
All right, what's your tribe? Yeah.
Oglala, Sioux.
Oglala Sioux.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
wanted to, because one thing I noticed is that it's this conversation mostly pertains to like the southeast, right, and the eastern tribes. I'm from the Plains tribes up here in the north.
Okay, so what you gotta do with the conversation?
I just wanted to ask you, like, because like I just said, all of the conversations mostly about
Yeah,
Cherokee,
because
Choctaw.
that pertains to our people. What does that
Yeah,
have to do with you, Ogala, as an Ogala?
well, not all of us are mixed, you could say. You
What do
know,
you? Okay, okay,
so to
cool.
say that all
What are the
Native
mix?
Americans,
Are who's mixed? Who's mixed?
well, during the Trail of Tears, right, there was a lot of mixing because
Mix who?
a lot
Who
of the
was mixing? Who?
tribes were mixing with freedmen,
No, that's
Who
not
are
true.
the? Oh, well, here, one second. Who are the freedmen?
freed black slaves, right?
Free black. Name 10 freedmen.
I'm from the plains. I don't know anything
Name.
about
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah. So why are you speaking on a history you know nothing about?
because this
Can you name? Can you
generalized
name? Can you name 10 Africans that came to the United States
10 what
during slavery? Can you name 10 Africans that came to the United States during slavery?
that happened in like the 1500s.
Where can you name 10 that landed in the United States in the 1500s?
Um, all right, I'll go. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
yeah,
I just wanted to ask.
goodbye. Cause I'm tired of people coming up here not knowing nothing and speaking on things they have know nothing about. Goodbye.
Hello, host.
Yeah, where you from? What's your ethnicity? Oh,
I'm
yeah,
Ethiopian
you're a
Oromo.
Roman. Yeah,
Yes, I'm in
Like,
Washington, D.C.
of course you're in DC, of course.
Yeah, all right, brother. I want to say one thing. It's a mental illness what you guys are
Man,
experiencing
shut
now.
up, shut up. I'm gonna put roots on your ass because you're in my ancestral land. Shut up. How about that? You talking crap to a person that has indigenous roots, and yeah, my ancestors built DC too. Yeah, yeah. Check your mental health, and yeah, check for a goddamn sleep paralysis tonight, nigga. Shut up. Yeah, block. Tomato, tomato.
Hey, that's crazy, though. Like, your people in the plains, but you worry about the East Coast indigenous.
Because they know spiritually that whole existence, like I said, it already obliterates their narrative. You see what I'm saying? So they have to come in on the sly, and that with that little slick, you know what I'm saying? It's so I recognize it. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Hey,
why they
Halo.
have to do that.
Funny how he instantly wants to let you know that you've been admixed. Yeah, I'm just coming up. I'm from the north, and I've just heard you talking. And didn't y'all admix? Like, who joins the conversation like that?
Like right? Did you just are you like who run like are you guys mixed? Like what? No. What are you talking
Not
about?
right, right.
Like
Not
these
only that, a
people.
lot of them. Oh
Mhm.
my bad. I'm sorry, Darvid.
You
I'm good. Why
good?
you talking?
No, you good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say not only that, a lot of them don't even know Plains Indian history. They don't. They don't even know that because a lot of that land that they're talking about was barren, 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 barren.
Like they don't even know the ones that stayed in the southeast was reclassified. The ones who decided to say I'm not leaving off my land.
Right.
Okay, then you're not gonna have sovereignty. We're gonna classify you as Negro, or colored, or mulatto, and you will have no connection to your tribe.
She don't know anything about bro. Y'all barely know tribes. That's a state away from y'all. Like what? Y'all, Ogala, as you as an Ogala only know about your neighboring tribes. Like, stop it. Y'all don't be knowing about tribes nowhere else but the tribes y'all be next to. Literally. Y'all be admitting it. Yeah, it's mute. Good job. Good stuff, man. Yeah, we're muting and blocking trolls, man. We muting and blocking trolls. Oh God. If they don't want to come up here, mute. Oh God. Yeah, is it? Go ahead.
I'm looking into that tribe. I hadn't even, every time somebody mentions a new tribe that's like a troll that comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't looked into the Oglala Sioux yet. Yeah, let me look into those.
Right.
A
What's
matter of
up?
fact,
Go ahead.
Samuel, you mentioned Miko or Miwok the other day with a troll. Remember
There.
why? And I actually got the article. The article posted why they got over 900 acres of Yosemite National Park.
National Forest? They just gave them a piece to live on. They can't own it. It sounds like anyway. I don't know how you looked into it.
Yeah, I didn't even read the full article. I took screenshots and I was going to post it on my page on here.
Thanks, Sasha.
I
Fairly
noticed.
recognized 2021. Well, go ahead.
My bad. I was just gonna say, yeah, I noticed that a lot of these other tribes, those plains tribes, when they say they got land, when I look more into it, it's not land that they own. It's either sometimes they'll put you on unclaimed land, meaning, like she said, Sunrise
Ooh,
said,
thank you.
oh, they hit you with the Galax.
Thank
Uh,
you, Devon.
like she said, like it would be it'd be barren land that nobody is claiming. They'd be like, okay, we'll give you a little reservation over there, but you still can't own it, or they'll give them some reservation or lease land in Oklahoma.
Organized means to put lane and trust, right? Thank you. I received a galaxy back after sending 15 last night. Like 15 galaxies last night. Oh man. Which no problem. Shout out to all the gifters. Shout out to all the gifters. Unincorporated land, exactly. Yeah. Sam was breaking down, showing a video of the Ogala Reservation, which is deemed dubbed the poorest reservation in America. So
Oh, that was the Oglalas?
yeah, I think
God, oh wow.
yeah, they were in South Dakota. Yeah, that's Ogala. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that's one of the worst ones.
Right. Man,
Worst land to
man.
It'd be
own.
crazy enough you to mind your business and sit down and just did some shit like that. You wouldn't even put your whole tribe and geographical location on blast for having, you know what I'm saying? Even though you already sponsored, y'all still po.
Man.
See,
Shout
I
out to
wouldn't
all
even
of them.
been on the radar. But y'all can't help yourself. That's what's crazy about y'all. Just sit down. You're not the star of the show anymore. That show is over.
Right, Wavy. They said, oh, the city kids started listening to hip hop. And they started becoming Bloods and Crips, and it messed up the res, man. I had to blame it on black folks and the white team. Well, my gosh, of course, well, goddamn it, of course the blacks had to ruin everything because they ruined every goddamn thing. Keep on spinning, Lakota man. What's up, OG? Keep on spinning, Lakota man. Goddamn it, hip hop is ruining the youth. We're not against those rappers. We're not against hip hop. We're just against those goddamn thugs. Some nations are wealthy, some are still not very wealthy, or very not wealthy. For sure. Hmm. What's up? Is anybody else in the chat? Who's in the chat? Who's watching the live stream now right now? What's up? What's up? What's up? Number one, Divine, we Tays in the building, Wavy. Who ain't been in the comments? Professor X, shout out to him. He's been liking the live. You got Lady Love. You got Truth in the building. Make sure y'all tap that screen. We're almost at 30K. Let's get up to 40K. What's up, Nene? Divine honors, divine bringing some
Hey
peace to
fam.
what's up.
Hey fam.
What's up?
What's up? I'm just here tapping in like usual. I'm
No
gonna be
problem.
on mute.
All right,
All
cool,
right.
cool. Cool. Because honestly, do not feel like arguing no Africans. They can F off. Oh, happy birthday to your mom. Happy birthday to your mom, Kai. But yeah, I don't feel like arguing no Africans today. That's why, I don't feel like arguing no others today. Been dropping gems all live for sure, exactly. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring back two TikToks, specifically with genealogy and stuff like that, and all the other historical finds that people come about with, man, and whatever they got to offer and teach and stuff like that. So I'll even have old lives dedicated to folks and stuff like that. Or even if you want to reach a different platform, you don't want to talk to TikTok, you want to talk to just Americans. Like if you want to, I'll help sponsor an event for you in Dan Calloway's Discord, the 13%, like I did just yesterday. What I did yesterday. So I don't mind helping sponsor events and stuff like that.
I just wanted to share an experience I had yesterday. This lady I was working or work for, she is so adamant about me being from Africa. She done got me a DNA test. I looked at her, I said, "You can keep that. I have my people's already on record. I don't need none of that."
Yeah, exactly. Like they could keep it.
Now they
Like you
talking
That's
save
about
your
having
wild.
money.
a DNA test. What?
Hold
She
on.
she she left it there for me to take home. She said, "Did you take it?" I said, "You can have that. I don't
The
believe in
level of
none of that DNA
pettiness.
stuff."
I would
You know
say
what I
I do
mean?
not want that.
I was about to say she wasted her $100.
Mm-hmm.
She wasted
She got that.
Well,
$100.
you
She
can
got
use
that
it for
jump for
something else.
$29.99. It's on sale,
I swear
but
to
she's still
goodness,
petty.
when I tell you the people that you think that are really like knowledgeable and have information, she swears up and down her people's from Mississippi and they have all this land and they're from Africa. I said, "Can you make that make sense to me? Like
Right.
you have all this land here in Mississippi, but you are from
Or
Africa
African.
or
Exactly.
African." I said, "That does not even make any sense."
I guess
I don't
Maximus
argue with her
forgave.
because literally I work for the lady, so I just stay quiet. But for you to have the audacity to bring me an ancestry DNA test because you found people, I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to argue with you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I already showed you my peoples. I said,
Right.
I have a written, verbal, I have all my genealogy. I already shared that to you. I have not one person African descent from Africa. We don't know nobody from over there. We haven't found one relative from anywhere over there. And the audacity for you to bring this over here and give it to me, I said, you can keep
Right.
it. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that these people are, and you would think it's our people that are so lost in the sauce that's like, you're African, they're African, and that's it, that's all. I'm like, okay, well, good, ma'am. I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm gonna leave you alone.
And
For
you know
sure.
what pissed me? How random, like how crazy those tests are. Because my mom got that test done like in the very beginning, like when it first came out, and that joint had every Black American tested, all the women got 2 haplogroups back. And can
Right.
you
That's
believe?
crazy.
Yeah, and it said that her haplogroup was A, which is crazy because A is the indigenous people of the Southeast. But then they turned around and said that it was European, and then they threw it out and said that it was a mistake.
Do you know
Uh,
what O is?
But we still got that joint. I was like, y'all, they stay lying.
I have a
oh, and
question.
she
Does anybody know what O blood?
happened. Oh, blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Positive.
Oh, yeah. It's
O
American blood.
positive.
Yeah, it's
It's
American
American.
blood.
Okay,
Hmm.
because I'm literally right now with my grandfather, who's 91 years old. I have his dog tags on me right now, like literally O positive. And unfortunately, he comes, well, his grandfather, when I told you, Jared, my people are from Virginia, but when I just got back from over there and he blessed me with his dog tag, and I'm looking at it right now, holding it with O positive, it says on his dog tag. So I didn't know, just sitting
Yeah,
here looking at it, you know what I mean? 35
yeah.
years in the military.
Nice, beautiful. What's up, Tyron? Hey, indigenous goddess.
The genealogy says that Black Americans are American Indian. Yes, it does. No ifs, ands, or buts. In the way that these commercial tests are limited on showing Indigenous American lineage within Black Americans speaks volumes because they're pushing a narrative that keeps Black Americans from getting their restitution. And I yield the mic there.
All right, appreciate it, appreciate it. Oh, we got Adriano in here. Got the fans coming through. The fans of all different ethnicities coming through. What's up, Woo?
We got the world preoccupied, fam. It gotta go and accept it. We got the world preoccupied.
What's up, Roger? Hey, what's up, Engine? What's up, Engine? Anybody on YouTube still? Tahanga? Oh yeah, what's up, Tahanga? I was like, yeah, why is he not in Ethiopia? You know? And Panini, how many people are on Twitter? How many people are on Twitter right now? What's good? What's good? Nothing much. Just live, chopping it up on live. I was 140 people on Twitter. Got 140 people on Twitter. There's somebody trolling me on Twitter. Let's see. So, yep, somebody's trolling me on Twitter. Of course. What's up, DBG? What's up, DBG? Oh, Tyrone drop. Keep liking the live, y'all.
They gotta come out of they gotta come from under their bridge and you know what I'm saying, do a little something.
Uh,
They're staying
yeah, like
high.
yeah, troll bridge for sure. But y'all was like, um, it should be. What was I about to say? I forgot what's going on. What's up, Empress? I forgot what I was about to say. What's up, Empress? But yeah, folks, like the trolling is not going to stop people from doing their genealogy. More of our people need to do their genealogy and continue their genealogy and stuff like that. So it's going
That's
on.
everybody wigging out. As you put that energy into that further just dismantles any little talking points in the playbooks that they think that they have to, you know what I'm saying, even though we've already countered all of those. But just that
Hmm.
energy and that study and you know what I'm saying, just in that revelation itself, it does more than what like most of us know. With those simple things, the small things.
Hmm. Hey, what's up? Moore's loading in still, I guess. I guess you'll load in. I guess oh, I might as well promote what I got going on. Big book is coming soon. If you've seen it on my page, I uploaded the cover art to the book and stuff like that. I uploaded the cover art to the book. Um, yeah, yep. Uploaded the cover book, spirituality book. Um, it's from how it's formatted. Maybe I can format. It's gonna be about like over 50 pages. That's what it's looking like. Over 50 pages. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, it's a spirituality book, American spirituality. Like I stated before, the book I have created and wrote is about the oldest oral tradition in the world, which is over 100,000 years old, that can be found in American Australia. What's funny? What's funny, learn? What's up, Umbreon? Did we ever find Espeon, Umbreon? We need to find Espeon. Hey, how you doing, Ebony?
Uncle,
I tell Umbreon every time he comes in here. What's up, Love World? I tell that to Umbreon everything. We need to find Espeon. And once you find Espeon, I'll beg both of y'all mods in here. I'll make both of y'all. Y'all are coming to the live together. So, bot alert. Bot alert. Bot alert. I gotta get back. Yeah, I was about to say, I gotta, I ain't play. Well, I gotta check out the new one. Z to A, Legend Z to A. Legend Z to A, but I'll be playing the old Pokemon games. Hello, how y'all doing? We were just talking about genealogy. Genealogy says that Black Americans are American Indian. I got rid of all the trolls. That's probably you're probably this live is pretty chill. Yeah, that's how it should be. Ain't nobody. I ain't got time to argue with no Africans, no other people that troll us. My son is obsessed with Pokemon. It looks nice. I'm actually buying a Switch for Z to A. Yeah, A to Z was cool. Legends A to Z was cool. I just can't get down. I don't know. I didn't really. What was the last one called? Scarlet and Violet. Really couldn't get down with Scarlet and Violet. It was too open world for me. I was like, yeah, it's a little too open world for my liking. I like my Pokemon games linear.
Too open world, like not
It's overwhelming to explore.
I guess no actual. It's like a bunch of side projects. This and then not know just point A to B to the end of the game.
Yeah, there ain't no point. It's too long to get everywhere. It takes forever to get anywhere. Like, bruh, this don't get no fast travel or nothing going on, yeah. And then you gotta wait. Then you gotta wait till damn near the end of the game to get fast travel in games like that. I'm like, bruh, just leave it. Hey, what's up, Amor?
Hey, I wanted to share my, since we're talking about American Indian heritage, and
Uh-huh.
mine is both East Woodland and Southeast, but I've lived among the Plain Indians for 30 years. But I want to share something about my DNA because I feel so bad for my people when they're looking. I feel like sometimes they don't know what they're looking at because the DNA, while they might show you the truth, they label it incorrectly. And I wanted to share something about mine.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead.
So one part of it, so I have DNA from South America, Central America, and North America. And the interesting part is my South American DNA is from the Amazon. And so they were kind of like the original Tainos before the Tainos went to the Caribbean. So I
Right.
don't have any relation in the Caribbean. But let me tell you about this DNA. It goes back between 11,000 and 14,000 years.
Hmm.
Wow.
So when you look at it like that, and then we continue to migrate up the Gulf to Central America. And so I have also Totonaca lineage from Central America, but we also migrated to North America before the Europeans came.
Hmm.
That literally means that some of us are carrying bloodlines of aboriginals from these lands. I mean, we're
Right.
talking about thousands and thousands of years.
Yep. Exactly.
It's wild because even I have like this video I was watching about the Alabama Historical Society, and they say that they at least date sites in Alabama back to at least 11,500 BC. So that's crazy.
Yeah, but you notice when you take those American DNA tests that they don't go back that far. They will always start you in around when the Europeans came.
Right. And Native Americans not in
So
that category.
around
Right.
7 generations, which is not that far.
Hey, Kai. Kai, you're back already? Oh man. Good night. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing for
I don't
sure.
know what to take of the American DNA test because I took both 23 and Ancestry, and they both updated. And for me, at least, it showed the European quote unquote DNA and the African DNA percentage drop, but Asian and indigenous Americans, what it said, Asian, indigenous American, and Egyptian DNA increase, which is crazy to me.
Right.
'Cause how can I be from? And then it went specific and said my ancestor from the Taiwan area and part of the Melanesian people, which is kind of crazy.
Thank you
How
for the
did I end up in
rose.
the Southeast?
Arapaho, send me a rose. What's up? Didn't have to be what? That was a hell of a name. Thank y'all for let's like the live, y'all. Let's get up to 40K. Let's get up to 40K likes. We are everywhere for sure. Most definitely. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me as well. Follow people on the panel that you like and stuff like that. Tap, 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 tap the screen, tap the screen. What's up, Disha? What's up, Judah? What's up? Thank you, Professor X. We got, did I say NG? Okay. NG, Niji? That flashed by fast. That flashed by fast. Halito. We just talking about us being American Indian. That's all. That's basically the live Aboriginals on these lands. Exactly. Yep, Aboriginals on these lands.
Okay, so I found it, y'all. Like, I was trying to go back and do research on those haplogroups.
Hmm.
So back in 2012, 23andMe first started their haplogroups for Black Americans. It was like first wave in 2012. My mother was part of that first wave. And what she told me is I was texting her in a moment. What she told me is she did not put her race on there, but she did it intentionally to see what they would do. And she said when she got it back, it said that she was a L1, right?
Mm,
But then another one came back and said that she was a U2. So I went and did the research on what U2 was, and that were people that were in the Americas.
hmm.
So literally a couple weeks later, she got a message, an email from 23andMe and a couple more Black Americans back then too, that they sent her an email saying that they made a mistake on her test. They deleted their whole account and erased everything.
Yeah, these people is crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so we pretty much got them lying. Like
Yep.
we have the haplogroup. It's just they don't
Hmm.
want to show it. And they cut it
Exactly.
off quick in the very beginning.
Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Hawaiian? What's up, Hawaiian? Punch is in the building.
Yeah, so if you have if your haplogroups when you do a DNA test, if it says L1, you will be part of the H groups or the U groups. If you have L2 or L3, your haplogroup is initially a A or a B.
Right.
That's crazy. Like these folks really lied and switched all this shit around, and then they said that it was an error.
Thank you for the gold medal, Judith. What you want, Batman?
I just want to say, Slay Baby, what's up? Slay
Yes,
Baby.
and Mestizo baby, goodbye. Hey, what's up, Diamond? Dominique. A lot of SC, Asian L. That's a crazy. I got an L2A and A2 on another one. I got what I got? I got L0. I think I got like L0 and L3 or something like that.
If you got L0, this is the funny thing. If you got L0, they pretty much just said wait, I'm sorry. Let me get myself together. If you got L0, that pretty much they said you came from Lucy. Like they could not. Your DNA was so ancient that it doesn't even match the people in Africa because don't know. That's the very first jump. So
Yep.
when they make those quotes like your people are 200,
Yeah.
300,000 years old, what they're saying is they skipped 300,000
Yep.
haplogroups. They can't find what happened between you and 300,000 years ago. And
Yep.
so what that really means is you got an ancient DNA that probably came from the Americas and they couldn't detect
They
it.
did. Cause
That's the crazy part. So a lot of Black Americans have L1s, L0s because ours is more ancient because it was never the out of Africa theory. It was always the out of America theory. So if you got L0, L1, that means you are indigenous to the Americas.
yeah, because the Khoisan even have American DNA along with Asian. Like, and then my Y chromosome is R1B, which is shared amongst European. It's European and a Mayan haplogroup.
And the crazy part is they got the European one right because they will show you your cousins. They won't show your cousins with the Africans, but they'll show your cousins with the Europeans because the ancient people before all those white people went over there were ancient indigenous Europeans. They came over to the Americas.
So,
Exactly.
yep.
Well, so where can you go and find your applicant? Because I don't know mine.
You can use you can upload your ancestry to a site like sequencing that analyzes your raw data. They have an app where it shows you your haplogroup and stuff.
L2 Tay means that you're a haplogroup B. They switched it around. So if you got L, which is the last one, I think it's really A. That's what they did. They pretty much like switched the because if you think about it, the first people should be A, right? Why would you be L if the first people
What's
should
up,
be
G? What's up, G?
So what is the groups A and B exactly?
A? Those are the southeast regions of the Americas.
Okay.
Literally, South A and B is southeast North America. It's A and B, and sometimes U and X. Depends on the tribe that they did not sample.
Was that KJ?
Yeah, they were real slick with that Europe one, right? Because they spent the most money on their people, right? But they forgot was those people that they mixed up with was also the indigenous people of Europe. So when a black indigenous man get his DNA test done, especially all the Black Americans, right? They said that the Black American men, the Native American men here have the highest indigenous bloodlines, the oldest bloodlines in Europe because they spent the most money on the Europeans. So of course it's gonna go all the way back to 2 AD. I mean, because that's why half of our people, that are men, can trace it all the way back. But when it comes to the women, they didn't trace ours all the way back because they didn't spend money like that in America and to get the samples. So the computer is going to automatically default you back to the very beginning of the most ancient person. It's a scam. Like you just paid $200 for somebody to say you came from Lucy. While everybody else on Africa got their haplogroups test back and they said they L1 because they found their cousin 3,000 years ago. Meanwhile, they found your cousin. You ain't found no cousins, but they found your haplogroup 300,000 years ago. And it tell you that you the most ancient person in the world. More ancient than the Africans that's on there. A bunch of mess.
Right. Who? Trent.
Black Americans all came from slaves.
Okay, it's lay off it. Hold on, hold on. I want other people. Hold on. Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, don't remove nobody unless I. Yeah, hold on. Come up here, Trent. Come up here, Trent. Come back up here. I was about to say, if you don't put the what's that called? The Newports down. His voice sounded terrible. You ain't gonna put the Newports down or something, yeah? Is that one more ancient? She's not at the mic right now. She's on tea time. What's up, girly? What's up, Don Juan? But that just shows you. Les, what's up, Darius? What? Who the heck is Black King? She's making that up. What? She's not. People are just disrespect for no reason on YouTube. Hey, what's up? What's up? We just requested. Coolin, peace. Coolin. Who else in here? Ancient. Who else is in here? Oh, what's up, Ken? What's up, Katie? Accident. Oh, you came up on Dawn on accident. For sure, for sure. Dang, what's that? Dang, what happened? I zoned out. I had zoned out for a minute. Like and share the live, y'all. Let's get up to 50K. Let's get up to 50K. Anybody? Yeah,
But
like and
yeah,
share the live. Go ahead.
if y'all do that haplo group, just work backwards. That's all you have to do. So if you got L1, go, hey, Ja, hey, American Indian. Just go backwards. So if you have the first one, L0, go to A. If you have L1, go to A2 or A3. If you have L3, go to B. That's how it go. They literally just did it all backwards.
Right.
And
Oh, you
everybody in
can.
the middle, that they just got lucky to have theirs in the middle. So it really don't matter with them.
Oh, you can block people on Twitter from the restream chat. Oh, that's fire. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ja.
American.
Uh, you know, okay, for sure. What's up? Yeah, it's so political. So yeah, it's very political, especially when it comes to like these tribes and stuff like that. Everything's political when it comes to them. Hold on, Nene. Hold on. Uh, why is she not muted? What? That's annoying. Why? What? Why is she still? Did somebody mute her? That you got everybody done turned on mic. Is she still? Is it still unmuted? All right, she getting moved and brought it back up. I can't. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, more. They can't really redo what they already did. They spent millions of dollars on this whole out of Africa theory. So if they redo the whole thing, they'll have to lose all that money and just admit that it was out of America.
Which there are people that work the customer service department. I got like a 20-minute recording on my laptop, and I connected my flow groups and what it all means and where did they test my DNA against, only for the lady to pretty much say it was American.
Wait, what? Wait a minute. I need to hear this story.
I'll see ya.
Yeah, so I was asking the lady, I was like, basically, what or who did you test my DNA against? And I asked So DNA is basically to find out who you're related to, correct? And she's like, yeah. I said, okay, but you labeled me as African American. Why don't I have any cousins popping up over in Africa? I have cousins popping up in Australia, Hawaii, Alaska, all over the Southeast. Why no one there? So are you digging up bones and testing? She said, no. I said, then where did you get the African portion of the DNA? She said, you have to research it. I was like, well, no, you got to have a baseline. For you to match me and say that my DNA come from somewhere, where did you get the sample from? There has to be a start. So I just kept questioning and questioning, and basically towards the end of the 20-minute call, she literally said your DNA is actually American and European.
So pretty, yeah.
Yeah, do
About
wrong
right.
just for her to admit the truth.
Yeah, just
Right.
yeah, these
Mm.
folks. I'm actually about to wrap this thing up. I'll be back on later.